The concept of Uru is to do what we've always done, but do it better. All we've ever wanted to do at Cyan Worlds is make more immersive worlds, make places that are more interesting to explore. And Uru is the next evolutionary step in what we've always wanted to do.
Comparing Uru to other games out there on the market, I think, is very difficult because we're looking to do something completely new and completely different. This game is about exploration. It's about rich environments, detailed worlds. It's about story. It's about the history of the people that used to live in these environments.
I can see one picture in a National Geographic magazine and suddenly it amazes me, and it becomes only a small seed in something that becomes an entire age for us to explore. There's a small element that suddenly in your mind it begins to grow into something bigger. And so you never know where you'll see inspiration, whether it's from a visual aspect of a magazine or a scientific concept, or even a vacation to an amazing place.
One of the places that a lot of us actually went to at the beginning of this project was Carlsbad Caverns down in the south. And we actually got to explore the caverns and just the amazing beauty that's down there. It's really remarkable. And we were able to take a lot of that home with us in our minds and apply it to this product and going down in the caves of Dunny.
Where the story comes from intrigues even me, because sometimes I think the story makes itself. There's so many times that we sit down and start to discuss story elements, and it almost has a life of its own. It begins to branch out in areas that surprise even us. And the interesting thing is that once the story is revealed, we find out that there are connections to things that we didn't even know about. It just flows. It flows from somewhere sometimes it's hard to define. Typically, interactive entertainment designs a game system, and then they wrap a story around it. Where we do the other way around. We design a story, and we wrap a gameplay system onto that story. So the story is the core of everything we've done in the Myst series. The idea behind Uru is, what if we found that underground, unbeknownst to the people on the surface, a civilization had lived for 10,000 years, and within the last 100 years or 200 years, suddenly it had died, and we find the ruins of this civilization. There's some mystery there. There's some things going on down in that underground civilization that we don't quite understand.
When we're creating puzzles, they come really from two directions. Either we're first creating the world, and at that point we're inspired by the world itself, the concept designs, the art production that's already been built, or from direct feedback from testers and players. We might notice that they're assuming there's a puzzle in a certain place, and then we take advantage of that, put something in there. Either way, it usually begins with a brainstorming session where we come up with just random puzzle ideas and cast out the crazy ones. Typically our puzzles are too hard to start. The testers will go through and complain. Then we dial it back a bit, and we give you a little bit more time to complete something, give you a little bit more information here, another clue over there. We ramp up our puzzle difficulty as you play the game, especially in the beginning, the initial experience. We want to be very accessible. We want to teach you some things about Uru, about this world you're entering, specifically about how you navigate and interact with the world. So things there are meant to draw you in. Once you get past that initial point, we're a little less helpful.
We create the wireframe models within the computer, and we texture them, we paint on them to kind of give them a material attribute, you know, whether it's metal or wood or anything like that. And then we light the scene. We put those objects together and we light the scene, much like a movie producer would put together a movie set.
Uru has definitely been the most ambitious thing we've attempted. I think there's a few reasons, not the least of which is it's real-time 3D.
Creating a real-time world is a new challenge for us. In the past, we could create incredibly detailed worlds with millions of polygons, very complex. A real-time environment requires us to limit the number of polygons, limit the size of our textures. So we really focused on getting everything we could out of every texture that we created, every object we created, to make sure that that level of quality was still very, very high. And because the world is so dynamic, and the world moves around you and your player can walk through the world, I think it provides an even more immersive experience than our previous products.
We're writing music that's for an ancient culture, a culture that doesn't exist anymore, a lost world essentially. And so you have to sort of create a palette, you have to create something that is consistent with that.
The deep city breathes.
I think the music is really important in Myst games. I think it adds to the sense of immersion in the game. It gives you, it sets up certain moods. It makes you, it doesn't necessarily make you feel, but it sort of hints at the sense of mystery or the sense of a story behind something sometimes. It just sets a mood. There's certain things that music can do to you that just visuals can't. I think that Uru is extremely advanced from its predecessors. Again, as we've advanced technologically, with the art, with the graphics, with the gameplay, it's only natural that we have to follow that with the sound and music. We've fully implemented EAX 3.0 into the game. We have 3D sound, we have reverberation, we have all these different regions that crossfade into each other that give you the feel of walking from one place to another. So as your avatar moves throughout the world, the sound moves with you. As you turn, the sound turns with you. As you go around a wall and something is occluded by that wall, then we've created that with occlusion.
Beyond Uru is Uru Live, and actually building in the ability to move from a single player, wonderful experience very naturally flow into a persistent world with other people playing that never ends has been an incredible challenge. That concept of a world that never ends is striking. It seems like it would be a natural thing and the world would just go that way, but it's amazing how much you have to fight to build that realness into a world. It's something that was a huge challenge, but also I think I'm most proud of the fact that we were able to pull that off.